Okay, so good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you all to today's information session with the Future Nursing Scholarship Award. My name is Alain Karemu. I'm the chairman board of director of the Future Nursing Scholarship Board. You're welcome to today's information session. This is the second cohort of the Future Nursing Scholarship Award from the Future Nursing Leadership Program from NCO Healthcare Consulting. I have here with me Dr. Obinna Eze, who is the Vice Chairman of the Board of Directors. Dr. Obinna, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
I also have here Nurse Khadija Muturayo, who is the National Secretary of the Future Nursing Scholarship Board. You're welcome, Nurse Khadija. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. And I also have one of our future nurse scholar who will be speaking on behalf of the rest of them today, Umaru Habiba. You're welcome, Umaru. So just going straight, thank you so much, Umaru, for coming in. Going straight to what we have for today's agenda is, like you said, is information section. We hope to have this in 2 ways, 2 days, today and we are hoping but the 5th of March, we can have a repeat for anyone that maybe misses out for today or have other questions. We'll try to take as much question as possible. We try to cover a lot of ground. So, but if we are not able, then we'll continue the 5th of March. So that's just about that. Welcome everyone again. If you are watching this maybe on YouTube or any of our social media, send in your comments or you can ask any question and let us know that you are seeing this. Thank you so much. I'll hand it back to Mr. Obinna. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone who is joining us. It's an opportunity always being here in this space, sharing about the Future Nursing Scholarship and the Future Nursing Leadership Program. I'm just trying to look at the agenda for today's meeting, and I think we've had a little bit of an official welcoming. So I will tell us a little bit of what we do or what the Future Nursing Leadership Program is all about. Then I will leave the part of the board members to Nurse Olayinka so that she would highlight on it. Then we'll talk about, together we'll talk about the last award, we'll talk about the scholars, we'll talk about how to apply, interview process, documentation, final award ceremony, and the question and answer sections. I don't really know if we'll be able to deal with all this tonight. I just hope we are able to. If we are not able to, we'll continue on the 16th, right? We'll continue on the next date. I'm not very sure of the date now. If you couldn't finish it, we'll just continue on the next date. So a little bit about the Future Nursing Leadership Program. We all know that background-wise, across the globe, there is an increase in the demand for nursing workforce across the globe. And this phenomena has made nursing to be very lucrative and attractive. There is no nation that doesn't need the nursing workforce, obviously, from Africa to the Middle East, to the Western world, to Asia. They all need nurses to occupy key positions in their healthcare workforce. So there is a drastic shortage in professional workforce when it comes to nursing globally. Now, this has resulted to shortage, especially in low and middle income countries. Now, ICN, they did a report and they said that 89% of nursing shortage are from low and middle income countries. And you know, Nigeria is one of the low and middle income countries. You have other countries such as Ghana. Most countries in Africa and part of Asia and the Middle East are low and middle income countries. Now, for the case of Nigeria, the situation is getting a little bit bad because we have massive migration of nurses in this region, which is worsening outcome for the profession and for health sector. So it's not really something that we have really found easygoing for the healthcare system, for the nursing profession as far as Nigeria is concerned, which is why we are keen into the ICN report to see how we can follow up with the objective of sustaining and retaining practicing nurses in Nigeria, which was why the Future Nursing Leadership Program was launched in 2022, that is last year. Now, the vision of the Future Nursing Leadership Program is to build confidence, authority, and influence in our scholars, enabling them to contribute to nursing practice at the local and national level and to improve patients' care and health outcome. We want to get in scholars, we want to get in fellows who will be able to contribute to the growth of health systems, to the growth of nursing practice when it comes to our country, Nigeria. We also have the vision to sustain and retain nurses to meet the growing and changing needs of the current nursing workforce in Nigeria. When it comes to Nigeria, which is our target population, which is our target region, when it comes to Nigeria, you see that we've got lots of nurses passing out of nursing school, passing out of universities, but every year there is shortage of nursing in our federal hospitals, in our teaching hospitals, in our medical centers, because we are not retaining these nurses. We are not sustaining capacity for these professional nurses. We have massive migration. Before 90, it used to be that once a nurse graduates, she will practice or he will practice for a certain number of years before even thinking of leaving the country. Some don't leave, some go ahead to do their masters, some go ahead to go into academia, some continue practicing, take up specialties and all that, while few others migrate. But now the ideal thing, it is like a trend now that once a nurse is in his or her final year, the next thing he or she is talking about is how to migrate to other countries, which means we are not retaining our nurses. We are not sustaining capacity when it comes to nursing professionals in Nigeria, which was why this Future Nursing Leadership Program was launched in the first place. Now we have several programs running under this flagship. We have the Future Nursing Scholarship, which was launched last year, and we have a few scholars now under this flagship. Apart from that, we also have the Future Nursing Clinical Fellowship, the Future Nursing Professional Development Program, the Future Nursing Innovation Award. These last three will be unveiled and launched later this year, which is why we are actually calling on sponsors. We are calling on partners to help us see how we push this stream forward to the building and development of younger nurses and see how we can build capacity when it comes to the nursing workforce in Nigeria. Now, we've had so many scholars, a few scholars, I wouldn't say so many. We have about 6 scholars under the Future Nursing Scholarship. One thing about our scholars is, I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit going into our scholars now. Let me just continue. If there is any other thing to add, Nurse Olayinka would add. Now, when it comes to our scholars, we have Nigerian students and nurses who are known by their faces, who are known by their names. It's not people with just names that we just formed on our own. These are people who are under the sponsorship of the Future Nursing Leadership Program. Now, this is actually important as a form of a proof to our sponsors, or as a form of how would I put it? Like due diligence to show our sponsors that it's not just about we bringing up a policy. It's not just about we saying, okay, we need to get into action. We actually have people who are actually under our sponsorship. So the Future Nursing Leadership Program has scholars who have the Future Nursing Leadership Scholarship, such as Omoro Habibat. Now, one thing about our scholars is that they are nursing students, they are nurses who have dreams, who have great ambitions for the profession, who want to see that this profession is being taken to the next heights in as far as nursing practice is in Nigeria. Omoro Habibat believes that her personal development as a nurse is very important. She believes in putting in the work consistent learning as a nurse to make sure she becomes the best of herself. We also have Nurse Oluwatosin Esther, who is passionate about research in public health and child health with interest in epidemiology. These are fields that are very important when it comes to community nursing practice in Nigeria, and we are happy to have someone like Esther as a scholar of the Future Nursing Leadership Program. We have Nurse Abubakar Mohammed. Now, he's someone who I have special interest in because after winning the award, he stated that we need more organizations like the Future Nursing Leadership Program, which is something our sponsors or people who intend partnering with us should also look at. I'm not actually advocating for us to have so many outshoots of organizations like Future Nursing Leadership Program, but for us to form a synergy into one program towards building capacity that will benefit nursing students and nursing professionals in Nigeria. Now, we also have another scholar, Jibodu Mudope, who is working towards becoming a catalyst of change in the nursing profession, which is actually what we need. When we say sustain and retain, we are sustaining capacity, we are retaining nurses. So she believes that she can actually become a catalyst of change in the nursing profession. Now, these are nurses, these are scholars under the Future Nursing Leadership Programs with so many dreams, with so many ambitions for the profession. And one of the key highlights of this section is to ensure those who are applying for the scholarship or who are applying to join the Future Nursing Leadership Program that they too can have their dreams being worked upon. They too can have their dreams being appreciated through this program we are running, which is why we've launched the 2022-2023 cohort of the Future Nursing Leadership Program in the scholarship section, with scholarship opening that started on the 19th of December and would run through March. Yeah, so applications is on now, which is the major reason why we are holding this information section to tell you more about how to go about the application, different entry levels we have, the award prize, the number of scholarships that will be going out, how to go about answering interview questions, and all that. So this is a little bit of what I can say for now. Let's just follow up with other details of the agenda. So I would yield the mic back to Nurse Olayinka, please.
Thank you so much, Sobina, for that detail. I think you've covered about FNMP and the scholars. So just stepping forward, still about the information section for the Future Nursing Scholarship Award for scholars or for applicants that are watching this. This is basically to give you an better understanding of what this is all about. So it is not just another scholarship out there, but it is for a purpose, and also been has already established the fact that the main aim, the main vision of the Future Nursing Scholarship is to, first of all, invest. We want to invest in nurses, especially Nigerian nurses. At the longer term, we can decide to scale up, but first of all, we are focusing on Nigerian nurses to sustain and to retain, as recommended by ICN and WHO. We want to try as much as possible to convert what is a brain drain to a brain gain into the Nigerian nursing system. So moving forward, just a brief talk there about how to apply. That's so for those that will be watching this, probably you have not yet applied. The application actually opened December 19th, 2022, and it will be closing by, I think, the 19th of March. So you still have a bit of time there to apply. So how do you apply? Straightforward. There's a link goes to the website, via our website. And once you can see the website on display there on the flyer. And there's a link to apply. You fill in all your details. Every question needs to be answered as much as possible. So we have received a lot of applications, up to 600 and I think 80 applications now as at today. So that's a lot. That's really a lot. And we were thinking like what the goal, or I would say our targets was up to 10 candidates for the year. So you can imagine how competitive this is. So my advice will be for those that have applied to, the interview process could be very, very tight. So prepare a lot harder for the interview. Apart from that, for those that are yet to apply, so just make sure you're filling in all the required parts of the application, especially when it's asking you about your vision, what you want to, why you are a nurse, what your plan is. So more detail as much as possible. Now that is just about how to apply. Then you should expect that as part of the application process, part of the interview process, you'll be asked to upload some documents, you'll be asked to get some references. So we need to keep this abreast. So when you are asked for this documentation, you are able to provide them on time, because those will be part of the consideration for the scholarship. Again, we are emphasizing these, that as the gap is, as the need is so massive, so is also the need for us to get more sponsors. So I'm going to encourage all the applicants to promote this, share this on your social media, share this everywhere, so that the public really could see the need of this. So we have requested, as for those that are already joined the Telegram, and just to mention this, like I said, over 600 candidates has applied for this, but we have created a direct link, automatic link after the application to bring candidates to a private Telegram group. And up to today, only 207 members, 7 applicants are in the Telegram. So that's a difference of 400 candidates already. So I'm not sure what the implication of this is, but it's the reason why the Telegram group was created was to follow up for information, so you don't miss out on anything. So I'm going to advise men that has not checked their emails to get the link to the Telegram to do that. That's very important. And so that's about that. So still talking about the application, it's important that one of the things that we require, you should tell us why you think you deserve the Future Nursing Scholarship Award. So you need to be able to show us, why you think you deserve this. We ask if you can make a short video of 1 minute, about this, or a write-up, and post it on your social media, on LinkedIn, Twitter, and tag Future Nurse Leadership Program. Why this is not like a criterion for selection, but it's to really help candidates to boost their confidence during the interview, especially because we want to know why you think you're qualified. Not everybody should get a scholarship anyways. It's supposed to be for people that are really, really in need of it. So you need to be able to prove that. And so that is about the application. For those that are yet to apply, you still have opportunity to apply there. Thank you very much. So I move on now to the next thing there. I was going to share a little bit about board members, but because of our time, if you go to our website, you find details about the existing board members. And for those that are aware, we are already advertising for new board members, so that we will have a very, what will I call it now? To have a non-biased, fair application process and, screening, selection process. So we want a very diverse network of nurse leaders to handle, to take future nursing leaders to the next level. So that's about, I think I've talked about the interview, the how to apply. So I'm going to give it back there to Nurse Obina to talk through to us in preparation for interview if you are selected, because there are different stages. So after the application, you have the selection process, the first selection process to consider, to be shortlisted for interview. So if you are shortlisted for interview, I'm just going to call Mr. Obina there to run us through the interview process. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I know we are trying to rush through the time and all that, but let me just go a little bit back to the application since this is our first information section. Now, one thing I want to highlight is that the Future Nursing Leadership Program is open only to Nigerians, Nigerian nurses and midwives, Nigerian nursing students, and students in midwifery and all that, doing postgraduate study and related study as far as you're a Nigerian nursing student. So this scholarship is not open to other African countries because I know social media is an open space. Someone from Ghana might see this and would want to apply. This is me saying that it is exclusively or inclusively for Nigerians alone. I'm sorry about that. Then the award is for schools that are accredited institutions, which means institutions that has been certified by government, that has been certified by the educational body in Nigeria to train nurses. It's not every school in Nigeria that is training nurses that is actually accredited by the government to train nurses. So it is for accredited institutions of nursing. Then another thing I want to highlight in the application is be very careful if you're sending in your application to know the category you're applying under, because we have about 3 categories. We have the entry level, which is all about new nurse applicants. Like you just applied to a nursing school, you just wrote your JAMB, you just applied to a school of nursing. It is at the entry level that you would apply under. You wouldn't apply in the second category, which is the school level. The school level is for existing nursing students who are already in a school of nursing, who are already in a university doing their BSc, who is doing a postgraduate study, someone who has already been admitted. That is where the person falls under the school level. Then we have the working level, which comprises of staff nurses enrolled in postgraduate studies. Sorry, I mentioned this in the school level. The working level is for nurses who are enrolled in postgraduate study. Entry level, you just gain admission, you are waiting for your call-up letter, or you are waiting to start your program. That is the entry level. The school level, you are an existing nursing student from your year 1 to your year 3 in School of Nursing, from your year 1 to your year 5 in the university. That is the school level. Then the working level, you're a staff nurse, you're enrolled for a postgraduate study, be it master's or postgraduate diploma. So try to differentiate that as it applies to your situation. Then the duration of the scholarship is actually 3 to 4 years. It is actually renewable. It means that present scholars, this is me speaking to the present scholars, you would have to prove to us that you have been of good academic standing for us to continue taking you up for the scholarship. So we would communicate with you on how to go about that. It is actually renewable annually. For the category 1, when you go to the website, so that we won't take much of our time, you see the requirement for the category 1, same with category 2, and also with category 3. Make sure you meet each of these eligibility criteria. They've been carefully crafted to meet the different situations of every Nigerian nursing student or Nigerian nurse who is working and is doing a postgraduate study. Then talking about the interview process, the whole application process for the Future Nursing Scholarship is of 2 phases, which is the first phase we are into now, which is the application process that is running from the 19th of December to the 17th of March. So you have a long stretch of application period to benefit from. And I just hope if you've not started your application or you're not done with your application, you send in the application as soon as possible. Then after this phase, we now have the interview phase where some of the leaders in the Future Nursing Leadership Program would have to review this application you've sent in after March. When we review it by July 16th, we should be done with our review, and we'll be sending messages to outstanding candidates based on certain quota. I know we have almost 700 applicants already, but we wouldn't, in as much as we have over 700, almost 700 applicants, we wouldn't be admitting all of these applicants for the interview section. All right, we'll choose based on the most qualifying, we'll choose based on those that met the criteria and those whose applications are appealing to what we actually want from an ideal future nursing scholar. So anytime from the 16th, we will be done with review, and the interview of selected candidates would hold likely on or before July 27th. That is when the interview would hold. So it is ideal that between the time of closure of application for this section till the time we call you up for interview, you are expected to get yourself ready to prepare yourself for the interview process, which I would, let me say, inform or suggest to Nurse Olayinka that during our section, next section, which is why it is important for you, even though you've attended this section, it is important you follow up with the next section, because you might miss certain information or certain details during this section. In the next section, you cover up for it. I would suggest that during the next section, we would go into details into the interview, because so far so good. We've had a lot of application already, so it is already taking that we are done, almost done with the application section, though it's not still late. We are done with the first phase of the application section. We are now looking at the interview. So during our next section, we'll be going into more details into the interview phase, possible questions you'll be getting, how to go about answering these questions, because interview questions are mostly IQ questions. They are not just questions that you would answer the way you answer your normal questions in the exam hall. They are IQ questions that requires you to do some critical thinking. So we would highlight how you go about answering some of these questions. Then after the interview, by August, on or before August 18th, we'll be sending you messages for those that have gotten the scholarship, or those that might not progress with the scholarship. We'll be sending out messages and we'll follow up from there. Yeah, so that is all I have to say. Interview of successful applicants and returning awardees will hold early weeks of June. I've already mentioned that. Decision and mailing of awardees will be scheduled for July against the next academic year. So once we are done with the interview section, you'll be expecting to hear from us. Within that time, you're expecting to hear from us. We'll be wishing you the best of luck, because it's a two-way thing. It's either you're getting in or you're not. We just have limited places, 1 to 10 places for this year's scholarship. And I hope those who are watching us, or those you who is listening to us, would get in. And I'll be at the back end to say congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And also, I will try to come on video, but I don't know. Let me try again if the video won't be shaking. I think it's better now. Probably it's the network. Okay. I was going to call in one of the future nurse scholars to just talk about her experience, but I think she's gone. Jibodu, she's back again. I just let her connect back if she's Shike. Yeah, good evening, Shike. Are you happy to just share with, I know you're off video, just to share with the audience what your experience is, just in 1 or 2 minutes there.
Sorry, ma, I just reconnected because I lost my connection. Please, can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'm just asking if you could share probably your experience. I know you have done that via test, just with the audience. Thank you. Just 1 to 2 minutes, please.
Okay, so came across the Future Nursing Scholarship on a blog, and I decided to apply for it because due to the financial situation of the country and everything. And I was really happy to be selected for the interview phase. And even though I was a little worried on how I would do in the interview, I was made calm by the interviewers. And I was really, really happy and excited when I was selected because it was a really great fit for me, to be honest. And the whole process, it wasn't like the process was stressful, but we thank God for where we are. And to be honest, that made me really popular in my department also because people are always asking me how I came about the scholarship, and I always do my best to tell people what I know about it and to guide them on the right path. And the scholarship really helped me a long way this session. So I'm really grateful for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. I hope this inspires and motivates others. Thank you very much. So the other thing I think we're rounding up now. We'll take up the interview process basically in the next session. So just like I said about documentation, it's really important that you start getting your documentation references. I think we need about 2 references, academic references from your HOD and from any other academic person. And we will need your means of identification, the transcript to show your academic standing, and some other ones. So please get all this ready. And the final award, we talk about the interview process. The final award ceremony is expected to take place sometimes August. So for those that will be successful, you should be ready to attend either physically. We will communicate details to you later on. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, my name is Olayinka Aremu. In case you have any question or you want to ask, or you want to know much about what we do, you want to invest in us, you want to sponsor in us, please feel free to send us an email at FNLP, futurenursinglp@gmail.com. We will be so glad to answer you. Thank you so much. Also, Bina, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining in.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Take care.